Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to BNR. It's me, Gene, on the Daily Transfer Show. Guys, Alexander Isak doesn't want to play in the Champions League. He wants to win it. There were the words from Craig Hope in the interview. Well, not interview. Some content video that he released a couple of hours ago. That Alexander Isak, he wants to win it. And no, there's no better place for him to come than to Liverpool Football Club to at least have a chance of winning the Champions League. But before I start, guys, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, and if you're feeling generous, become a BNR Ultra. It's $4.99 a month, exclusive content coming your way. We revealed details yesterday regarding our new studio, which hopefully, inshallah, will be ready in the next 2 weeks. We've got a few things to do yet, some in terms of the aesthetic side of it, but I'm sure in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, Liverpool, we will be ready to go live. And like I mentioned, loads of exclusive content coming your way. But yes, let's make a start, guys. Alexander Isak. I was going to start on Diaz regarding the bid, but I'm going to start off with Alexander Isak. We have received of some latest developments, or especially over the last 10 minutes, a few more tweets have come up, and I'll share them with you. So we'll start with Isak. Yesterday was a groundbreaking day regards to Isak. He misses the plane. He doesn't go on their preseason tour, misses the plane. He doesn't go on their preseason tour. We get told it's a thigh strain. Couple of hours later, we've been told he wants out. He wants to leave Newcastle Football Club and wants Newcastle, the hierarchy at Newcastle, to look at, he wants to see if there's any other offers out there. That's all I'm going to say. Any offers, any clubs who are willing to acquire his services. And I'm sure that there will be a few, but there's one club who stand tall, and that's Liverpool Football Club, a football club who have been monitoring him for a while. They knew his situation, they know where he sort of stands, and were ready to pounce at the right time, at the right moment. And, I actually watched the 20-minute, I think it was around 20-minute clip which Craig Hope released today regarding the background on the actual deal. Look, he was upset with Newcastle. He was promised a deal from the previous owners, people who ran the club, Amanda Staveley, March 2024. Then he was told he was going to get a new contract. He was still under contract for 3.5 years. 4.5 years at that time. And then come summer, he'd gone. Mitchell was in charge. And then news broke out that they're not ready to give him that contract. He was still under contract for 4 years. They didn't seem like, it was a business decision that it was worth giving him a contract at that time. He felt aggrieved by all of that. And Craig Hope mentioned that even at the start of the season, you could tell something wasn't right. Then he got going again, started playing well. And then towards when he delivered that trophy for Newcastle, everybody, I think he sort of realized that, you know what, my time's up. He sort of checked out was the word that Craig Hope used. And it's interesting because, I think it was last March, we started hearing murmurings after that final that Liverpool were interested in Alexander Isak. We started getting news that, we will go in for him. We want him. The fee is going to be huge, but Liverpool do have the money this summer that they were going to go strong. We were going to lose Darwin Núñez. And here we are today with the news that yesterday filtered through that he's practically handed in a transfer request and he wants out of Newcastle Football Club. And going by the tweets of what we've been hearing from the journals is, he only wants Liverpool. He doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. There is no other club that he wants to go to. He wants Liverpool. And that's been a theme this summer, that whoever Liverpool have gone for, whichever player they want us, they're willing to do whatever it takes, because our board and the people in charge have done the groundwork, where the word that Ali's just used now. We've done the groundwork. We want to, if there's a player that we want, we're ready to go in hard and get that player done and bought through the door. So I'm going to share with you some tweets from the Anfield sector. Our aggregator, big up Josh, And we'll go through some of the tweets, especially from today. Let me just share my screen, guys. Let me know Anfield sector. Here we go. Sorry, guys, you're gonna have to bear with me today because I've got my little one here as well. So if he's making some noise, just bear with me. Let's start off with, we'll start off with should we start off with, just go to the most latest tweet. You know what? That makes sense. Makes sense. So Fabrizio Romano mentions Alexander Isak wants Liverpool. It's his priority that he wants Liverpool. And it's interesting. Sorry, guys, I've got to make sure I can see myself because I can't at the minute. Oops, what's happened here? Bear with me 1 second, guys. So Alexander Isak only wants Liverpool. That's his priority. We're the football club that he wants to join. And if I'm honest with you, we were always his priority. We knew there are other clubs in the world right now that were unable to go in for the likes of Alexander Isak. We placed ourselves in a position where we knew we had the money. We had the money, we had the buying, we're the champions. We've done unbelievable business this summer. And with the signing of Alexander Isak, it elevates this football team, Liverpool, to another level. And if you're Alexander Isak and a team like Liverpool come for you this summer, you look around you and you think, wow, this is some football team. And I am the cherry on the cake. I am the final piece to the jigsaw. Alexander Isak, make no mistake, is the final piece to this unbelievable jigsaw and an unbelievable team that Arne Slot and the Liverpool board are put together so Liverpool can have a real onslaught on every single trophy. Abdul goes, are you not going Juma? I am going Juma. My Juma's we have 2 Jamas, one's at 2:30, so I'll be going to that one. So yeah, Alexander Isak wants Liverpool. That's his priority. That was from Fabrizio Romano. Ben Jacobs, my understanding is Alexander Isak wants Liverpool, not Saudi Arabia. Again, Liverpool are in the driving seat. He only wants Liverpool. It's always only Liverpool right now, and especially in this transfer market. Is there anything? I'll come up to Luis Diaz in a bit, but I'm just going through what Alexander Isak first. Right. Okay. Yeah. This is what I was telling you about when Craig Hope mentioned. Some tweets. I'll bring them up. He goes, if Liverpool are to make a deal happen, they're going to have to pay the money. There's no cheap deal to be done here. It's going to have to be a British record and some meaning some more. If that happens, do I think we'll see a deal for and Isak would move? Yes, I do, and I know some of his teammates internally suspect that too. That goes to show that it's Liverpool. Liverpool are ready to go all in for the player. They want the player. We're ready to go all out and bring in Alexander Isak. And Alexander Isak is one of, if not the best strikers in the world. First and foremost, big up to Hussam for all the guys that have come in from Hussam's channel. If you haven't liked the channel, if you haven't subscribed, definitely press the subscribe button. We at Born and Red are trying to give you as much content as possible. So I was going through the Craig Hope tweets, guys. We're just starting to talk about Alexander Isak and the latest developments. And we can see, and Craig Hope, to be fair, was the first one who broke that Alexander Isak yesterday, that he wants to move from Newcastle. And he also mentions in a tweet further from the Anfield sector, these are some of the conversations I've had this morning with them close to this, who are close to the situation. There are always a good time to sell a player. And whilst the preference is to keep Alexander Isak, but Isak himself wants to move on. He doesn't want to play in the UCL. He wants to win it. And this is what we have to understand. Alexander Isak wants to win trophies. He's 25 years old, turning 26 in September, and this is the time for him now to go to the next level. Go play for a football club who's gonna, win. Hopefully, win trophies and titles. And we're at a stage now where he's going to be hopefully moving to one of the best football teams in the world, and that's Liverpool Football Club. What the murmurings that you've heard regarding, his teammates have practically understood and got that it's time that his time's probably come. He's probably going to be leaving the football club at the start before the start of this season, and Liverpool is his destination. All the journalists that you can see coming out, Liverpool, Liverpool, Liverpool. Arsenal's. You heard murmurings of Arsenal's at the start. At the back end of last season, the Arsenal, because they need a striker. He was the one they wanted. They wanted Thierry Henry. They called Alexander Isak the real Thierry Henry replacement, because they've never, they had, I think, the number 14 jersey. Gikaras might get it now, but previously I think Nketiah had it. He was the one that was going to go there, but it seems like he's not going to be going there. Alexander Isak, I think New Arsenal and any other club that's come in for him has made it crystal clear that he wants to move to Liverpool. The way this deal has played out, especially over the last 2 weeks, I'll be honest with you, I expected it to play out this way. There was always going to be Newcastle saying they don't want to sell, and it was always going to come down to Alexander Isak kicking up a fuss. And to be fair to him, if you look back, he deserves to kick up a fuss, because if you're promised something from the football club that you're going to get a deal, you're on 100 and I think he's on 110, 120 grand a week, and then there are other players who are on a lot more than you. When you were promised a deal from the previous ownership stroke people who run the club, and then it doesn't happen, then there's a problem. Then there is a problem, because he's their best player. He's a world-class player who you're valuing at 150 million pounds, and yet he's on, compared to other players in the squad, he's not on the most. He's your best player, so he's always going to get peed off at some point. Yes, I understand there are FFP and PSR issues, but they should have, if he was promised something, you do what it takes to try and keep your prized asset. And they didn't do that. He was peed off. He wants to move. Liverpool have come in, and Liverpool have come in. Liverpool are not going to come in for the player and make it this obvious that they want this player if they haven't done the groundwork. This isn't a last-minute deal that Liverpool have thrown like a Caicedo. He has 120 million pounds. We want the player. Let's try and steal him from under the noses of Chelsea. Chelsea had done the groundwork. They had the players buying, and then they had to stump up the money, and the player went there. This is a deal which Liverpool is taken us time. We've played our cards slowly. We played the game. We've got the buy-in from the agent. The player wants us. We're the champions. He's going to obviously at least double his wages at Liverpool, and we hopefully see him, going on and winning titles at our football club. So from a Newcastle perspective, you've only got yourselves to blame, but from a Liverpool perspective, you have to give Liverpool board a whole load of credit, because they've played it cool, they've played it clever. They've left it, we've got a load of money there where we could have spent last summer. We always said that we didn't feel as though there is any opportunistic signings there. This time it wasn't just opportunistic, it was a signing that we felt is a game changer. Alexander Isak is a game changer, and the opportunity was there, the money's there, we've got the buy-in, we've done the groundwork, and I can only see it going in one way. People are mentioning when I feel as though some questions asked that was when I feel the deal in terms of a bid will come. Look, I think it was on Tuesday that I mentioned that Liverpool will probably make a move in the next 3 or 4 days. I think we needed the sale of Luis Diaz to be confirmed. I think once we get the Luis Diaz confirmation of the deal, meaning not signed, but a confirmation that Liverpool have accepted a fee, then you'll see Liverpool really make a play for Alexander Isak. From a Newcastle perspective, we've seen they've linked heavily to Šeško and Wissa. If they do bring in a Šeško over the next few days, then it'll be, I think the writing's on the wall. Šeško, if it's Wissa as well, then there's two. Then we're definitely getting Alexander Isak. I think there's an acceptance. They can come out with all they like about Piff will make the final call. Their owner, I forgot his name, Ryan or something he's called. He will make the call regarding this. Look, if a player wants out and you're getting British record fee for that transfer, then you make that transfer happen. Because, and especially if you can't spend, they've been stung left, right, and centre in this transfer window. We've seen that with James Trafford even today. I saw a report going out that they were going back, that Luke Edwards came out with a report they're going back in for him. And then, all of a sudden Manchester City have signed him. So we will take with a pinch of salt what Luke Edwards says, because he has got quite a few things wrong. And it'll be interesting to see how it plays. With the Luis Diaz deal, let's quickly move on to the Luis Diaz deal. Load of reports today, especially coming out from Germany, that Luis Diaz, Bayern Munich have made the second offer for Luis Diaz. I think it was around 69 million euros from what I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. If it was 69 million euros, it'll be interesting where we go with that now. Really interesting where we go with that, because I think Liverpool wanted more. If Liverpool wanted more for that deal, will we accept, knowing Ekitike has already come through the door and we are in pole position to sign Alexander Isak? And if I'm honest, we probably want more. Only HK gives 69 million. It was the first offer that was rejected. Okay, we'll caveat this with that. This is an offer this is coming from media, German media, because I've seen the English media. I've seen James Pearce and a few others report that Liverpool have not yet received the offer. And if I'm honest with you, I don't think we've received the offer for it just yet, because I don't think Liverpool, Bayern Munich, make an offer of that amount if Liverpool were not going to accept it. We're going to, because then deep down, I think Liverpool are going to, I have a feeling that Liverpool are going to reject it. And if that happens, then it'll be interesting. If it's that fee, I think Liverpool are expecting at least 75 million euros for Luis Diaz. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'll go to Super Chat. It's Kevin Lade. Big up, Kevin. Kevin, you were the first that broke the news regarding Isak not being on the plane. So big up to you. He goes, that's exactly what I said when I broke the news. Look, I've always maintained that Luis Diaz is, I think one of them will have to go before we make a move. There was reports coming out that the bid's going to be is imminent yesterday. I thought it was a bit too early. If I'm honest, might be wrong, but I just thought it was a bit too early. I think there needs to be some sort of play regarding a sale. And when the bid came out today, I thought, okay, bid's coming, but will we accept that? Probably not. So big up, Kevin. You were the first to break the news regarding him not being on the plane, and I hope that the 130 million pound bid, acceptance that you said, I hope it comes true, because every Liverpool fan in the world wants this deal to go through and accepted as soon as possible. Right, guys. Yeah, so Luis Diaz, guys, quickly, what would you do? And a question to you all now. If it is a 60 million euros bid, do you accept that bid? Because I think that works out at, correct me if I'm wrong, 59, maybe 58 million pounds. Do you accept a bid of a 59 million pounds, knowing that you're going to have to go and pay premium for Alexander Isak? Quite a few. If we started off with the no's, hell no. That was the last bid, not this. No. Yes, only M. Hussein says yes. 70 million plus. I think, look, if we receive 70 million pounds, I will happily accept that deal. I think most of us will probably not accept anything less than that. And before I carry on with the load of comments, Asim just put this up. 559 in, only 159 likes. Come on, guys. Let's smash the like button. Let's get these likes up to at least 300. But we're giving you exclusive content coming your way. And the least that you guys can do was one click. That's all it takes. Press that click and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. But yeah, I think, look, guys, I'm more with you. I think I'm not 100% sold on that figure. And I think 70 million pounds, I would be ready to accept right now. And people are saying they'd wait for the Saudi bid. Look, yes, ideally you do want a Saudi bid, but if a player really wants to go to Bayern, he's given us 3.5 years. He was on low wages compared to what the rest of the attacking lineup are. And it's Bayern Munich. He wants to go and play there. Although, albeit that they are our competitors for the Champions League in the coming years, you probably have to say to him, okay, you've not really. If I'm honest, Leo just hasn't really kicked up a fuss. We can say he has or he wants to leave, all that type of thing. But I think he's only wanted to leave because we've said to him, we're not going to give you a contract. That's why he's probably come out and said, look, it's probably the best thing for me to leave the football club. So Luis Diaz, I think, said a 70 million pound bid should get accepted. If we were to receive that sort of number, and if it was Saudi, I can't see us waiting and receiving 90 million or 85 million. I can't see that happening. I think he wants to go to Bayern. The Saudi clubs have accepted the fact that he's probably going to be going to Bayern. He wants Bayern. He's made it practically clear that he only wants Bayern, a bit like Isak. He wants Liverpool. He wants Bayern. So sometimes you have to try to understand that you have to try to make a deal happen if that is the case. Mizgan goes 65 million pounds max. Think will go. I think Liverpool will accept that. Yeah, look, I can see it because I think a deal needs to take place for us to receive the go ahead in terms of Isak. Not that the money's not there. There's plenty of money. There's plenty of money for Liverpool. We've got a lot of money, and there was reports that Liverpool will have at least 200 million. They can spend at least, even after Alexander Isak, we can spend money if we want. So it's not a biggie. There's money there, but I think we have to make sure that the deal gets completed. We receive the money and we can move. Kevin Lady goes, competitors for the Champions League. Gina, you and Drugs. Look, you have to understand, PSG are still our competitors. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, they're big football clubs. They've got the European royalty. Bayern Munich and Liverpool and Real Madrid are alongside Liverpool and AC Milan. And this is the one dig that I've always had at United and Arsenal fans. Liverpool are European royalty with a few other clubs. Anything can happen with them clubs. They are big football clubs. They do have the history. So anything can happen. We saw that in Champions League this season. PSG, who were absolutely shite for the first 5 months, signed Kvaratskhelia, one signing, and they practically overnight literally became one of the best sides in the world. They've gone and won the Champions League, completed a quadruple, and obviously narrowly missed out on the World Club Cup. So look, you've got to give other teams credit. Bayern Munich are a brilliant football club, even though we shafted them when it concerns Florian Wirtz. But it's about time that we did that to the other teams, because we've had it. We've had players leave us in the past for the likes of Real Madrid. It for once feels good that we're able to bring in a player that we want. Mohammed Hamal goes, Gene, do you expect things to speed up today regarding Isak? I did when I heard about the bid for Diaz. I think Diaz, it's not a key to the deal, but I think we need one gone. And I think Liverpool, we're not in a rush. Ideally, we want the deal to get done ASAP. I believe that maybe in the next few days, a bid will go in for Alexander Isak. I believe a bid will go in. And I think we will see some sort of acceptance for Darwin or Diaz in that time. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Nicola goes, we need Xavi Simons. Nah, man, I don't think we need Xavi Simons at Liverpool right now. We don't need a 10. We need if anything, if Diaz goes, I want a proper winger. That's a bit like Luis Diaz. Xavi Simons is slightly different, plays a slightly different way, more of a 10. I know he can play out on the left as well, but I want a player that's got a bit of pace about him, can beat a man, all that type of stuff. Do you think we'll sell Diaz and Nunes? I think both will leave the football club before the window finishes. Damien, big up Damien, and Nifsa go Fofana. I think I'm very open to the signing of Fofana. There is a possibility that Liverpool will make a move for Fofana. Ben Doak leaves, Chiesa leaves. I think we make a move for Fofana. If these players leave, we will definitely be in the mix for a Malik Fofana after Alexander Isak, because then you're talking, we've got literally four forwards in Isak, Ekitike, Gakpo, and Salah. If if all these players leave, then you don't really have enough. You have to go into the market for one more. I think Rodrigo. I think we wanted Rodrigo, but I think the finances regarding Rodrigo didn't make sense. Real Madrid were quoting 100 million euros, maybe even 90 million euros if if they accepted. Then you've got two agents who we would have to pay money to, and then on top of that, his wages aren't exactly 150, 200 grand a week. I think he's probably going to demand at least 300k, 300,000, and that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to pay, especially when you've splashed out so much money this summer. I think that's probably one where we wanted to do, but thought, okay, maybe it's best that we stay away from that one. Hence why a Malik Fofana makes sense. We still have Chiesa, H4 goals. Yes, I like Chiesa. I've always liked Chiesa. I've been a massive fan of him over the years. He hasn't really hit the ground running at Liverpool, which is sad because I believe he definitely had the talent. But I think his time's up. I think if Liverpool, there was rumours, even though I think it came out false, that that it is 12. That it was 12 million pound bid from Atlanta, but I think that wasn't true. So it'd be interesting to see how that one plays out. I can see Chiesa leaving. World Cup year. I wanted him to stay, but I think he's off. And I think Liverpool will make play for Fofana. Because I think Chiesa was more of a second option in the forward line. If we've bought in Ekitike and Isak, where's Chiesa really going to play? You've got Frimpong and Salah. They see Frimpong as probably as a player that can play there, and he'll probably get minutes there. His forward line, we've got Isak and Ekitike, Gakpo, and Wirtz can do bits across the front line as well. So I think his time's up, mate. I think his time's up. Okay, guys, if you had a choice, I'll ask you guys a question. If you had a choice this summer, would you sign? Look, if we had, obviously Isak came in, and you had a choice between a winger and a centre back, what would it be? Winger or centre back? I would probably say centre back. I think we definitely need a centre back. Or would you guys say bring in a winger if it was Malik Fofana? Okay, Fofana or Gay? Let's get it. Sorry, change it. Fofana or Gay? You can only choose one. You can only choose one, Steve, not both. Centre back. Yeah, I think I'm probably with all of you guys. I thought some people might be saying winger, knowing our lot. Gay. Yeah, I think I'm definitely hands down. Makes sense. Guys, there's over 800 people in the chat. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button. Loads of content coming your way. If anything breaks over the next few hours, I'm sure Asim will probably want to go live at around I probably want to go live at around 6 o'clock if nothing breaks. If something does break, then I think he'll go around at 6. If nothing does, then we will be going live at around 10:30. Damien Ward goes, Gordon as a centre back team. Gordon can play anywhere. I'm only joking. But yeah, guys, big up to everyone in the chat. You've been brilliant on the chat. Look, Liverpool are. I'll just before I say what I need to say, smash the like. Big up, Ben. Smash that like. Smash the like and subscribe, people. It's 5 seconds. It's not even 5. It's 1. Smash. Tick. That's all it takes. So yeah, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Liverpool are on a mad one. BNR this summer, it feels like are on a mad one. We're trying to give you 2-3 shows a day, every day. And yeah, you will be, we are hopefully, we will be on tonight. I'm pretty sure we're definitely on at 10:30 tonight, but we will wait and see if something breaks over the next few hours. Muhammad Hamal, Juma Mubarak to you. Make prayers for all of us. And for Liverpool, we might need a few over the next week or two, but take care, everybody. And I will hopefully see you later today.